Hello everyone. This video is for P12, the buttonhole sample of machine buttonholes. So to do this, there is a direction on the direction sheet that you would use the 6-inch square samples. I really had allotted 6 by 9-inch samples so that we can have nice room to put the 8 buttonhole samples that we're going to put here. And to put your mind at ease, they can be all just the regular buttonhole because not everybody's machine has a variety of buttonholes. And this particular project that we're going to do, the pants, really just requires a regular buttonhole. Doesn't need any of the special buttonholes that there are out there. So to begin with, I have located my 2 pieces of 6 by 9. And I have put a piece of our 101 shape fuse covering that, making sure that it's not going past my edges, but you want it to get almost to it. If you go past it, that's when you start to get residue left behind on your ironing table or on your iron, whichever way you happen to be looking at it. So I've covered that backspace. Now I'm going to draw a line here. I'm not even sure how long I drew it. Guess it's about 6.5 inches long. And then we're going to do another one 3/4 of an inch down here. Because remember, we made our buttonholes on our sample at a 3/4 inch long. So that's what we're going to do our sampling on as well. It also says in the portfolio page that you should be doing this on your fabric from your pant. But a lot of you may not have a lot of extra fabric. So that's why we're doing this on the sample fabric, a big sampler that goes in your portfolio. And then I do suggest that you do the same on your actual pant fabric. And I've taken a little piece of pant fabric here that I had and put just a little spot back on the back of it. And after I'm done with this, as we start to do the pant construction, we will play with this and make sure that I have my settings all correct for that fabric. Okay, so now I have a 3/4 of an inch wide 2 parallel lines. And now we're going to go through and create 8 buttonholes. So that means I'm just going to cross them like that. There's 1. Don't make them too terribly close because then your machine won't like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? However yours turn out. Now where the buttonhole goes is actually here to here. That's our buttonhole. Now, I also said you were going to need a button to do this because you have to measure your button or you're putting it in the buttonhole attachment, which we will look at in just a little bit. But I wanted you to know why I've chosen 3/4 inch. Now, normally the rule of thumb is that you have an extra 1/8 of an inch opening to get buttons through. This happens to be a 3/4 inch button. Do you see? It would not really fit through that. It would be really tight if I was buttoning. We're going to put a drawstring through it, so it isn't quite as detrimental this time. However, to make our markings work correct, we are going to use a little 1/2 inch button. And that still gives us, if we look at this here, put the button on there, still gives us like 1/16 and a 1/16 on each end if we were going to actually button this. It's for the drawstring. So you need to find a button that is about a 1/2 inch. And you measure it across that diameter, right? And this is like a fraction over a 1/2 inch, but this is still considered a 1/2 inch button. Okay, now you wouldn't want to go much smaller than that, so make sure that you measure your button that you have in your button drawer or something. And you do, if you have the general kind of buttonhole attachment, you do have to have a button to do this, even though we're not putting buttons on the pant. If you have a Bernina buttonhole attachment, you just need to measure and convert that. You don't have to have the actual button in the attachment. All right, I'll see you at the machine to actually stitch some buttonholes.